You know, I was angry last night, I was mad, I was frustrated, I feel like they've attacked my city. And there were so many accents that weren't from our town, which makes it ironic when they're banging on about immigration and stuff like that. Sunderland was invaded last night, and it wasn't the immigrants that invaded us, it was Muppets from other towns. Some of our own, sadly, and hopefully they'll get what's coming to them.
Lads!
Okay, so we're here in Sunderland today. This is the day after the night before. There was riots all throughout the night last night in Sunderland. It was national news all over, in case you missed it. You can see behind me the burnt out car. This belongs to a carer, someone who cares for people in Sunderland, got their car absolutely burnt out. We're going to be speaking to residents to find out the lay of the land today, exactly what it's done to the city. It's tarnished Sunderland, it's tarnished the North East. There's more of these riots planned. We did reach out. We wanted to try to reach out to everyone to get everyone's range of views. We tried to reach out to people who were kind of in favour of what happened last night. They didn't give us their views, no doubt. If you are watching, please do comment below. Let us get your thoughts. There is one of these happening in Newcastle next weekend as well. So we're going to be speaking to everyone we can find in Sunderland, try to get a real diverse of people. We're going to try to speak to business owners, councillors, just residents. So just for anyone who's watching this maybe 6 months time a year and maybe forget exactly why this happened, the Sunderland Riots, there was an attack in Southport a few days ago. Young children murdered, going in a dance class for Taylor Swift. There seems to be a lot of hatred up and down the country right now. It does seem a lot of right wing. We did try to speak to people, try to get them on, just so it's not necessarily a group that's behind all of this or anything. It is just a bunch of people, very angry sort of people. We'll try to get them on just to get their views and stuff like that. We want to try to hear everyone's views. You can only really understand everyone when you listen to their point of views. Just see footage of this, the car being towed away. Driving in on the way to Sunderland, a lot of rabble, a lot of windows broke, a lot of businesses damaged. Shocking scenes, and this is going to be one of the first. It did happen in Liverpool last night as well. Incidents that's going to be happening all around the country as well. Most of these attacks, most of these riots, these planned people in balaclavas destroying cities are going to be doing it all over the country. We're very interested to get your thoughts, whatever way you are, left, right, down the middle. Let us know your thoughts on everything you see here today and all of the interviews that you'll be hearing. You can see here, just absolutely devastating scene as well. There is a GoFundMe page set up as well for the lady whose car got burnt out by the attackers last night as well. We'll jump straight into the interview, but what a scene.
Sometimes it's good. See, I didn't tell you, very rarely shouting out.
Right, so we're here. The dust has kind of settled a little bit now. Who are we here with?
I'm here with my dad. He's a local business owner in Sunderland, and it's just saddened to see what's happened over the last few hours and yesterday. It's just devastating for the city, and I'm sure a lot of the local people are just like, this isn't us. We need to just dust ourselves down and help people who need help, and just spread the word that we're still here. We're better than this.
Yeah, I mean, as a business owner, I'm very interested to get your vibe, impression, and everything like that, because the pictures last night where you've seen police cars being attacked, you've seen buildings on fire. Driving in today, I did see a lot of windows be put out and stuff like that. As a business owner, does it worry you last night, sort of thing, seeing all this violence? And,
Yeah.
and a resident as well.
I've gone through just about every emotion you can go through. Last night was just, I don't know. We came down at 11 o'clock. Fortunately, our business is at the back end of the city centre, so we came down because we know the other businesses in our street. You know, I've just been chatting to a few business owners there. You know, ours is fine. All of the ones in the immediate vicinity are fine. So you're just trying to get the message back to the other business owners that, you know, they're going to be able to come into work today. You know, I was angry last night. I was mad. I was frustrated. I feel like they've attacked my city. And there were so many accents that weren't from our town, which makes it ironic when they're banging on about immigration and stuff like that. Sunderland was invaded last night, and it wasn't the immigrants that invaded us. It was Muppets from other towns, some of our own, sadly, and hopefully they'll get what's coming to them. But you go from anger and frustration. You know, for the last 10 years, we tried to build a business. I'm part of the bid board. I've poured my heart and soul into the city centre, and I've gone from devastation and frustration to just, you know, Sodom, they're not going to win. You know, we build back bigger, we build back stronger, we build back better, and they're insignificant little scumbags.
I mean, you mentioned there a lot of people coming in from other places into the city and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'll not talk about areas, but, you know, from Sunderland, you can tell when it's a Sunderland accent. You know, you can tell when it might sound like it's a Sunderland accent to other areas, but it's not. So without a doubt, we were invaded last night by people with an agenda. They wouldn't meet with the police. If you're having a serious protest, and I give them the right to protest, you know, there's probably some elements of legitimacy in some of their circumstances. If you're sitting waiting for the government to pull you out of the mire, it's never going to happen. I'm born and bred in Sunderland. I didn't go to college, didn't go to university. You know, and I pulled myself up from the bootstraps. You know, the people from my school are serving prison sentences. People from my school are running businesses. You know, we all came from similar circumstances. Some worse slightly, some better slightly. But at the end of the day, it's what you do with it, what you're given. And the ones that are standing here today have done something good, and the other ones have just been, well.
So as a resident as well, how scary was that last night?
It's terrifying. I was chatting to my fiance last night, just reacting to everything as it was coming in, and I saw cars were getting flipped. I was like, oh, that's bad. And then I saw them on fire. I was like, this is stuff you see like in other places, and this isn't stuff you see here. And then when I saw the police station or like the building next to it was on fire, I was just like, this is stuff you see in movies. This isn't stuff you're supposed to see in the city you grow up in. And it is sad to see when I was seeing all the videos online, a lot of young people as well, people younger than me. Like I'm 21, I'm 20. I'm not too old, but seeing kids younger than us, 17 and under, like wearing balaclavas and breaking into shops and using a tragedy, what happened in Southport, as an excuse to just loot and be violent. And it's not just the kids as well, it's the adults. They're the ones who are supposed to set the example, and if this is the example they're setting, we need to do something to change that example. We need our kids to grow up knowing what's right, not looting stores. And you can tell which stores they've hit. It's the vape stores, and it's the stores where they get all their stuff that they want, and it's just really disheartening to see.
I mean, we put a post out on social media yesterday when we found out about this. We wanted to try to get everyone's views, to try to understand, because the other group, whatever they are, it's not an official group, it's not a spokesman that you can come out, so you kind of have to pick maybe what they believe in, what they think. It does seem to be a lot of anti-immigration. That seems to be the concept.
There's legitimate concerns, and there's ways to have legitimate concerns. Let's be absolutely clear. Last night was nothing to do with legitimate concerns, and no way to put your argument forward. Let's call it what it is. Yesterday was cowards. It was cowardly. I'm looking around here and I'm staring at this camera right now, and I'll put my face on that. They were in balaclavas, and I called them out yesterday when they were walking around in balaclavas. If you're that concerned about the issue, show your face, put your name to it, instead of being one of these social media warriors that hides behind a keyboard. Everything I post online has my face and my name. Absolute cowardly. There's no two ways about it. You know, it's been hijacked by an agenda-based group, and they'll use terms like sheep and followers and mainstream media and all of that crap. They were sheep. Sheep follow a shepherd. Sheep follow blindly, and all I saw last night was a bunch of people following, not really knowing what was going to happen, getting caught up in the moment, herd mentality, following a few shepherds who would come in with one intention, and that was to cause trouble. So they can call us sheep. I'm happy to be a sheep. I just follow a different shepherd, but they're absolutely cowardly sheep.
And it might go without saying, but obviously you mentioned a lot of them balaclavas and stuff last night. Do you feel a lot of them just came in purely to cause trouble, or do you think there was an agenda?
I'm in the town. I have a business in the city centre, and I'm there every day. They were there from about 2 o'clock on the alleged time when the official protest was going to happen, hanging around with masks, waiting for something to happen. They were all despondent because nobody turned up at 2 o'clock, and they were just hanging around, waiting for something to happen. There were some people with genuine gripes, and as I said before, everybody's got the right. We should listen to everybody. But when you go into mob violence, you lose the right to speak, as far as I'm concerned. Your right to freedom of speech when you're doing what you do last night goes, and you get thrown in prison. You feel the arm of the law. That's what it's there for. That's not stopping freedom of speech. That's protecting the rights of everybody who's worked hard and works hard. They're talking about wasting taxpayers' money. Most of them weren't old enough to pay tax, weren't old enough to vote. So let's not say it was a political thing for 90% of them. It was agenda-driven, and it was young kids getting caught up in the moment.
Yeah, I've seen on the news last night as well, police got told no holidays today. Everyone had to be on the beat, sort of thing.
So they were calling police traitors. You know, I've got friends who are policemen. They'll have aunties and uncles who are policemen. They're just spouting the same rubbish, two-tier system, all of this, the same stuff. That's what sheep do. They say exactly what their leaders say. They're accusing us of that. Yeah, every single one of us is having different conversations, different points of view, different mates, and we're all standing there with our faces to the cameras, except them cowards. Let's say if they'll come on and do an interview like me, I'll happily have a conversation with one of them on interview if they'll show their face.
Well, that's exactly what we did. So we put the post on, we asked people who were saying in the comments, we said, would you like to come on, chat, have a chat? We got no responses.
Was it user 179632 with a black dot? Of course it was.
Right, okay, so who are we here with today?
I'm Jeanette McIntosh and I live in the city.
I'm Gavin Anderson, I live at Silksworth.
Yeah, can see you've got your gloves on, you've got your cleaning equipment. Why is here? What inspired you?
Just, this is our beautiful city. We've got our lovely arts centre here, we're just starting to get the city nice. And we've allowed lunatics to come in and devastate it, but not just people from our own city. Now the council have had to spend all this money putting it all right. They could have been spending that money on the kids' summer holidays. They could have been spending the money making the city even nicer, and it's just great to just show that we care about the city and to show the rest of this country, because we're headline news, to show the rest of this country that the people of Sunderland are not like that. That's not who we are in Sunderland, and it is a safe place to come. That was a minority, and they were just absolute lunatics. They've done nothing for their own cause apart from make themselves look foolish.
Yeah. And then why are you here?
I'm here because I want to help clean up the mess. From what I can gather, a lot of the people who turned up weren't even from the city. They followed the bandwagon from Southport. Yeah. I mean, that girl's car over there that they burnt out, she's a carer and she has to have the car for work. Now she's without a car. But there's a GoFundMe page that we've set up. Our name is Courtney Baker. And we're just trying to, get some money together for her, to give her a little runabout, to get her back to work. I'm just amazed that everyone's turned out though, and I'm really privileged and I'm thankful for everyone being here, showing that we have really nice people in the city.
Is this redeeming Sunderland a little bit? Because obviously you got tarnished with everything. There's riots going all over the next few days and stuff, so it's going to be happening in all sorts of cities. It's bad headlines and stuff like that, but this is the good of the community, I suppose.
Well, this is it, isn't it? There's good and bad in everything, and I understand people's anger at whatever's going on, but you know what? Don't direct that anger at your own city. That isn't going to help. That just brings your city down. It brings your city down, and it brings you down. Use it peacefully. Write to your MP, do what you need to do, use your vote, but don't smash your own city up. It achieves nothing, absolutely nothing.
Just no hate. Love is the answer.
You mentioned a lot of people kind of coming in from other cities and stuff like that. We have heard that before as well. What's your thoughts on that? Because they've kind of almost invaded Sunderland and destroyed it a little bit. That's what the guy before was saying.
And you know what? Sunderland Football Club, everybody's very passionate about it, and we laugh and we jeer when Newcastle do things like this to their city centre when they lose football matches. We've allowed lunatics to come in and tarnish our name. They've walked away to their homes. It's not their names, it's on the plate, it's ours, it's just vile.
Let's hope the police and the government can get on top of it before they destroy the next city. You know what I mean?
It's happening all over. We've seen a list yesterday of kind of everywhere it's going. It's going to be in Newcastle next weekend. What would be your kind of message to people that are thinking of going to that?
Just stay away. Use your protest vote in another way. Don't go and smash your own city up. Don't get yourself a criminal record by getting caught. Stop showing our children this is how we behave with things we dislike. If you dislike something, don't show your kids that this is the way you behave. Show your children that there's a sensible way to do these things. We're better than that.
It's a very multicultural country. It's a very multicultural city and stuff like that.
It's good and bad and everything. You know what? You want to go to hospital. You've got a loved one who's dying and you go into a hospital. You don't say to a doctor of colour, what nationality are you? What religion are you? So please don't take it out on people. There's good and bad in everything.
Yeah, the mosque yesterday, there was fears, the people outside kind of protecting it on guard sort of thing. What would be your kind of message to people like that within your Sunderland community?
Believe that that's not the way the whole city feels. Just, it's not. You know what? And it's wrong to do that to people. Don't victimise people that's done nothing. Stop.
Don't let religion get in the way.
No.
Everyone's got different beliefs. To respect each other with dignity. That's all we can do, can't we?
Absolutely.
And I hope they don't trash Newcastle. I stand with them. I don't want another city trashed.
Absolutely
Close,
not.
so close to us as well.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's given the North East an appalling name. You know, what's happening in the North, and just don't do it. We're better than that.
Right. Okay, so we're here with
Stephen from Future Sunderland.
And why are you here today?
I'll start with the beginning of the story. Was last night I was getting angry, frustrated, upset. You know, it was just horrendous to see the scenes that were happening. And I just saw someone had mentioned about street cleaning on the Sunderland Football Forum. And I run a page called Future Sunderland, and I've got a couple of thousand likes. I normally talk about all the developments that are happening around the city. And I thought, I'll just post onto there. Honestly, my algorithm, I thought I'm going to get like 4 or 5 likes. It's just going to get lost in the, lost basically. And I was just looking at my phone on my laptop, and it was like flashing, got the 400 likes within like 20 minutes. I was like, okay, this is kind of weird. And yeah, I just posted for everyone to come down. And just to help out, really clean up anything that needed doing over Millfield, obviously around here, and that was it really. And I just kind of silly, but I just wanted to show solidarity and a different image of the city, because obviously the images last night are not ones that you want people to be seeing. And I thought, what better than getting people in? It's great to see all these people have turned up.
I mean, you probably were the inspiration behind this whole cleanup and stuff like that. The post did go absolutely viral.
Yeah.
You mentioned as well you had a lot of friends and stuff like that who were affected. What was the kind of feeling in Sunderland last night, and what's it like this morning now the dust kind of settled?
So I do some work at the Sunderland University. I work with a lot of students, and obviously foreign students who have come here from abroad, students from different backgrounds. And just talking to them, it's always interesting to find out their history and about them. And they always tell us how fantastic it has been in Sunderland. The people are friendly to them. They've never had issues, and I'm not saying that there's never issues, but generally they've always loved it. And so seeing the scenes again, it was just my first thought was how they'd be feeling now. They'd be staying in Sunderland and in places, and actually being scared to go out on the streets of the city. It's heartbreaking. So that was my initial thought, and again that was why I wanted this, because I want them to see this as well. And it's, like you're saying, people from different backgrounds here today, and it's great because I wanted people to realise that they are safe in the city. There's a lot more good people than bad.
Yeah, and it's fantastic what you've done. Obviously everyone's out here, you've inspired it all. The damage as well, we've seen a lot of photos last night with cars getting burned, just on the drive-in as well. I've seen windows being brought into that. What is the state of it? How much is there to repair today?
I actually don't know how much is to repair, but I have seen images. Obviously there's the office building just around the corner that has just been renovated, that's had windows smashed. I think there's been damage at the City Hall. Obviously there's a burnt out car there. I'm not actually sure on how it's going to, in terms of actual longer term damage that'll need more fixing. I'm not sure about that. But I know people have been down here since 5-6 in the morning, just getting what they can do back together. It seems pretty much back to normal, yeah.
And is there anything else you want to add? Is there anything you want to message or say or anything?
Not particularly, just want to thank people for coming down. I don't want to take any credit for this because it was another initial idea I'd seen. I just thought I'd post on the page. Didn't think it would take off this much.
Someone's got to do it. Everyone can have an idea, but it's someone that's got to do it.
I was so close to not doing it. I was sitting there typing it, and I was like, do I post it? Because I thought it's totally different to what I normally post about. Generally I post about all the new developments and maybe sometimes events. So I was like, oh, it's taken off.
Yeah, well,
And
fantastic.
really
Thank you very much.
You always think you're right, even though you're wrong. The city I come from is in mourning tonight because of the riots of the far right. This city is lamenting all night long because of what you are doing. It's fundamentally wrong. It screams and weeps and its buildings are set alight. Our own people are in fear because of the far right. I've never seen Sunderland trend online, and I always wanted our voice to be heard, but last night we were voiceless because of you. Horror on my feed. It's amazing what hatred and indoctrination can breed. Every troll's comment online is poison chanted through song in so-called protests makes the true Macca manifest their family mentality. Our city blows through. Our city blood flows like red stripes that are on that shirt. If you attack one of us, our whole city bleeds. The red of your flare-lit sky will just be met by condemnation of your deeds. Our football banter is the greatest. It's world-renowned, a derby day the odd her way. And although we might not always win, you've never known passion till you've heard us sing. So today we sing the positivity and unity should always be our king, because you always think you're right even though you're wrong. The thing to know about the North, we fought for what we've got. Hard work is innate and the buildings around us are built by our granddad's hands. And I'm going to tell you it straight. We're not supporting your ideology of hate. I wonder if that's why it started raining last night, as God was crying too. Don't you understand that whoever you believe in, these actions aren't of him? Hate has no place in the kingdom of God, and bullying and brutality won't win. See, years and years ago, my ancestors didn't come from Sunderland. My surname is Norwegian, but it seems that we're in a season of thinking that this place isn't for others to call their home, because we've been here so long. But Sunderland is branded as a place where we all belong. We want it to be sunny again. And as the sun rises on a new day, we know that we are Sunderland because our light beams out when it comes to unity. Thousands joining up in efforts to clean up our community and show the far right that bullying and hate won't be condoned, because that's never right. That hatred is dethroned in this land, as we are a city of love and passion in red and white fashion, not bally's hurting our own in rallies. Thank you.